Okay, so I think the next Witcher 4 look is closer than anyone expects. So I've been glued to the CDPR's job boards like a hawk, and two fresh roles in Warsaw just flipped my hype switch from calm to okay, breathe. So the idea is when I see CDPR moving the pieces, they move right before a big reveal, and I pay attention. So I'm not talking about vague buzz, I'm talking hires that usually pop up when a studio is getting footage ready and lining up a big stage. And if you put that next to a calendar, yeah, the timing looks spicy. And here is the fun part. This isn't just another CG tease. The roles hint at a real in-game capture, the kind you use when you want people to pause, rewind, and argue in comments like for a week. Now, if that happens, we get answers. But the titles of those jobs tell the real story. So we have two job titles, Game Capture Lead and Videographer. And these aren't everyday help us make the game roles. They scream like help us show the game. So a Game Capture Lead lines up the shots, records clean in-engine footage, and works with dev kits so every frame looks sharp. The videographer packages those shots into cuts that feel smooth, punchy, and trailer ready. When studios post these together, they are usually building something for a big crowd, not just an internal clip. And also the location matters too. These roles are in Warsaw, which is where the core Witcher 4 team lives. That narrows the target really fast. And in those event marketing postings, people who plan showcases, industry appearances, and launch beats, and you get a picture, footage being captured, footage being edited, and a stage being set. The combo doesn't happen just because. Now, could this be for something smaller? Yes, sure, but timing plus the team plus the titles usually equals one thing. A new look meant to break feeds and start debates. And if they are gearing up to capture gameplay, even just a little one, that tells me they want more than a pure CG sizzle. They want reactions, frame by frame rewinds, and 1,000 thumbnails highlighting tiny details I probably missed on first watch. So the who and the where are lined up. The only missing piece is the when. And there's one obvious spotlight that fits like a key. If you're going to show the next Witcher 4 look, you don't whisper it. You drop it where the whole planet is watching. That's why my eyes go straight to the Game Awards, because we have big audience, big headlines, and a perfect spot for a here's what's next moment. CDPR loves a packed theater and a live comment storm. It fits their style. Hit once, hit hard, and let the internet carry the rest. The calendar lines up too. We are close enough for a polished cut, but not so close that expectations spiral into release date drama. This window is perfect for a momentum spike, a stronger second look, a few tasty details, and just enough mystery to keep people arguing about camera angles and monster designs until the next showcase. Now, could they skip the show and post a random Tuesday drop? Totally. But if you've got fresh capture rolls spinning up and event folks moving pieces, you don't leave that on the bench, right? You aim at the bright lights, you set a tone for the next year, and you remind everyone why this series owns fantasy in games. So what kind of trailer are we actually getting? So here's what I'm expecting. Like a hybrid cut. Not a pure CGI fantasy reel, not a raw HUD on demo, something in between. The kind of trailer that looks cinematic, but if you pause, you notice moves that feels like real input. A sidestep, a parry window, a quick camera settle after a dodge. That's where a game capture lead shines. Stage the moment, then capture it like a player would, only cleaner. Why not full gameplay? Because we are still early. A tight hybrid keeps the look controlled, the frame timing perfect, and the tone consistent. It also dodged the "this isn't final" nitpicking that always floods pure demos. Show a monster ambush, a torchlight ruin, a tense conversation with a hint of a branching, then cut before questions snowball. Give me a taste, not the cookbook. And yeah, I want a tiny UI tease, a minimal stamina pip, an icon flash on a sign cast, one clean inventory tab, just enough for us to argue about builds for a week. If I see that, I'll know they are confident in the bones, but the when of the gameplay matters. And that links to the launch window and platforms. So here is my read. Late 2027 feels like the earliest sane target, with a slip to 2028 totally possible. Not doom and gloom, just how big RPGs work when you want them polished. If they are capturing snippets now, that's trailer timing, not ship next summer. The platforms, I'm kinda betting cross-gen in spirit, even if the name change. The current consoles have a massive player base, and leaving them out would be actually wild. At the same time, you know the next wave of hardware is warming up, so a sharper next console version seems likely. Think upgraded lighting, faster loads, denser crowds, no weird split, just better everywhere the newer box allows. And PC, it's a lock. Mods will explode, photo mode will eat my weekend, and my SSD will cry. If they are clever, they'll show tiny platform hints in the trailer, controller prompts, a PC capture note, or a partner logo at the end. But platform chatter is just the surface. The real pressure is bigger than specs. So CDPR has something to prove and something to protect. They rebuilt trust the hard way. Updates, expansions, and a lot of heads down work. That effort changed the conversation from can they fix it to okay, what's next? The Witcher 4 is the answer. That creates a tightrope, ambition versus caution. They need the wow, fresh monster, clever quests, a world that feels lived in without overpromising. That's why a hybrid trailer makes sense. Control the message, define the tone, hint at systems, and avoid locking into details that will still move around in dev. Money matters, of course, but I don't think the dev team wakes up thinking targets. They wake up thinking, does this fight feel dangerous? If they nail that, the rest follows. And there is another reason I'm confident the news cadence will stay hot. Signals suggest multiple Witcher efforts spinning in parallel. That doesn't mean 3 games tomorrow. It means a pipeline. Core RPG first, then side projects, collaborations, or universe expansions paced over the years. Fans win because it keeps the world alive between big tent poles. For us, that means steady news, art drops, maybe a technical deep dive around traversal or combat philosophy. If they keep the drip clean with no noise, just good chunks, interest stays high without burning out the timeline. So when the second trailer lands, here is what I will be scanning frame by frame. Camera language. Tiny handheld wobble after a dodge. Shoulder shifts in tight spaces. Snappy lock to target moments. Micro UI flashes. A stamina tick. A muted parry icon. A small sign, glyph pulsing on cast. I'm thinking about the traversal tells like vault timing on ledges, mantle speed, sprint, wind up, things CG rarely bothers to mimic perfectly. Light plus particle consistency, like real time shadows on foliage, sparks that obey wind, ground contact from spells, and so on. If I see those, I'll call it captured in-engine with gameplay slices. If it's spotless CG, fine. Just give me tone, monster silhouettes, and a hint of the score so I can live in theories for a week. But if December comes and we get nothing, then here's the backup plan. No trailer at the show doesn't mean bad news. It means the timeline shifted, the cut wasn't ready, or they want their own moment. So you can watch for a January, February studio beat with a first look of the year, a spring showcase tie-in, a dev blog that drops one chunky system breakdown like combat loop, Science 2.0, or open world structure with a short teaser. Either way, momentum can still build without a December mic drop. I'm still watching the hires and still watching the calendar. So here is where I land. The signs look really good for a new Witcher 4 look, which probably is soon, and as Smart Money says, as a clean hybrid trailer, cinematic polish with real gameplay slices. Release feels 2027 plus. The platforms feel like wide, and the tone will tell us everything about how this Hunt 2.0 wants to feel. Weight is still, colder nights, messier choices. What do you want to see first? Combat flow, a major city hub, or how signs evolve? Make sure you drop your call in the comments. If a trailer hits, I'll tear it down frame by frame the same day. And also, if you like the breakdown, hit that like. If you are new, subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dive.